Hello everyone and welcome. Today I am making the first of 3 Deco Mesh hat wreaths inspired by Hocus Pocus. I'm going to do one for each sister. Today we are going to focus on Winnie. I got these little guys at Disney World, but I know you can get lots of Hocus Pocus dolls, plush, all over the place. And you don't have to have these in order to do this, but this is what I'm going with. So I am going to use this wreath frame from the Dollar Tree. It's the large one that comes just like this. I know some people use the smaller ones that are already decorated with garland on them and take the garland off, and you can do that. That would probably work, but this is what I'm going to start with. So I'm not a real big fan of the pointy top. I want to make the top a little bit curved. So the first thing I'm going to do is take some floral wire. This is something that I had around the house. So I'm just going to use some floral wire, add it to give the top a little more shape. So I'm just going to take a piece and then I'm going to attach it off my tools, making noise. I'm going to attach it after I straighten it out and figure out like how I want it to look. I want it to go something more like this, I think. And just bend it. And I realized I should have left that side a little bit longer, so let's have it go past that piece. And just shape it how you like it. So since I like that, I'm gonna cut this down a little bit. Right there. Get that out of the way. And I think I'm gonna zip tie this piece here, just to hold it into place. Back where it's supposed to be. I'll cooperate. There we go. I'm just going to cut that off. And then I'm just going to wrap these bits around my frame. The zip tie really isn't doing a whole lot, but that's okay. It will stay where I want it to be there. I think I'm going to add just a little touch of hot glue on either side of it just to kind of hold it in place. And then before I start adding my mesh, I want to add little bits of hot glue dots just to kind of hold the mesh in place so that it doesn't want to slide. So I'm going to do that now. So I have my mat here. So this So I'm just going to put a little bit of hot glue on either side of this to keep it still. And I'm going to start down here. Just adding little beads just as little grippy spots for the mesh to grab onto. So I am going to start with this green colored mesh to do the base of the hat. So the first thing I'm going to do is find the end and crumple it together, and then get a zip tie and put it in the corner. Make sure you pull this really tight, and we'll hide it as we wrap and add more mesh. So once you have it on there, clip it, the extra. And then we're just going to gather and wrap. So just take your mesh, and this is 10-inch mesh. You can use 6-inch mesh. It's really up to you. So I'm just going to keep it tight and wrap. Just trying to make sure I have my edges in. It helps if you have the edges of the mesh in the middle, towards the inside. So just keep, sorry if I'm going off screen. The only thing about this wreath frame is that it's a little bit awkward because it's very large. So you want to keep this together tight and just keep going around. And I'm going to keep doing that until I get to this portion up here, and when I get there I'll come back to you. So here's what it looks like so far. So we're going to just keep going. I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to use a clothespin here for a second just to hold this while I cut off some to make this a little bit easier. I did a really terrible job there, but so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hook this here with a zip tie. this off. And then I'm gonna take this end, take this off first, and stuff it in here. Twist this around and tuck it under here. And there you have it. So that is the base of the hat. Got a little loose there, but I think that's all right. Gives it a little personality. So I got this spider web tool from the Dollar Tree. So I am going to add it on over top of the green just to give a little sparkle and gold touch, because Winnie has some gold in her costume. So I am just going to wrap it on. So what I'm gonna do is cut a piece for each section and just hot glue it to the back. So this would be the first piece. I'm just gonna make sure that it lines up with the edge. This stuff is very, very glittery and messy, just so you know. But I think it'll give it a nice touch in the end. So I'm just overlapping here a little bit in the back. I'm just cutting like this. Now let me turn it around. So the idea is, so you can see what it'll look like on the front, is to pull it like this so that on the front it will look like that. And then we'll go all the way up. So I'm just going to add a little glue. Get rid of that piece. And let's see how this works out. I'm just going to use one of my things here just to tack it down. I have those little rubber finger things, but I don't have them sitting here. Silly me. And then pull this side over, and again I'm just going to tuck that up and pull it in. Maybe I'll even, I think I'm going to cut a little bit of this off. Because again, this part here is the back, so you shouldn't see this. Get a little bit of the excess off. And we're just going to glue that bit down now. And my husband has brought me my little rubber finger here, silicone finger. Just tap that down. So here's what it looks like so far. That's the front. Now this is the back. So I cut another piece and I kind of lined it up just a little bit to try to not exactly match up, but just make it look a little bit better. So now I'm going to flip it over and hot glue this bit on. I just need to bring it down just a tiny bit. So for this next part, I am going to use 3 colors for the brim. I'm gonna go with the same green, some purple, and some lighter green, all to match Winnie's costume. I'm gonna cut 10-inch pieces of each color to make little bundles with each of the 3 colors, and then I'm gonna add at least some of this and maybe a ribbon. So I'm just gonna start. I don't know how many bundles I'm gonna need. I'm gonna go ahead and cut 10 pieces of each color. And I'm also going to cut some pipe cleaners in half. 10, so that I have 10, so I've cut 5 pipe cleaners in half. And I'm gonna get that done and I will come back to you. Okay, so to do the brim, we cut our 10-inch pieces of the green, the purple, and the light green. And I don't know how many of these I'm gonna need, but I cut a bunch. I also had this black ribbon. It's pretty cool looking. That I cut 12-inch pieces and dovetailed the ends. And I'm gonna add that in. And I also have some orange tubing that I'm going to cut pieces up that are 12 inches and use 2 pieces in each bundle that I'm making. And then I had some of this ribbon that matches the colors really nicely, but I only had a little bit of it, so I'm only gonna put it in like every other or every 3 bundles, and I cut that at 10 inches. So I put together 1 bundle to show off, well, actually 2. This is what they're gonna look like. So you have 1 of each tube that we're gonna make out of these cut pieces, 2 of these tubey things, 1 piece of ribbon, all attached by a pipe cleaner. And then the other one with the ribbon is the same, as just an additional little piece of ribbon. I wish I had more of that to add, but that's all I got. So we cut our pipe cleaners in half, and then I'm going to fold it in half. And then what you do is, and you might want to have some clothespins around. I really find these come in handy for this portion, because what you're gonna do is just gonna take and curl up your piece of mesh just like it wants to curl up and then I am going to clip it like this because I need to do that with all 3 bits. And rather than trying to hold them all in my hands, because it starts to hurt my hands, I clip them with clothespins and just put them on the table until I'm ready for them. Some people have like the Bodabras and they put them in the Bodabra, which works perfectly well. Also, this is just a cheap, easy thing. I have these around the house, so the next step is to take that folded bit of pipe cleaner, Chanel stem, whatever you want to call it, and put your 3 bits together. Doesn't matter what order they go in, because they'll go whatever they want. And then, actually that's not right. First, then we want to add the ribbon in, and then our orange bits. And what we're gonna wanna do is fold it in half, so we want them to be even. So once you have that there, I'm putting the folded part of the pipe cleaner over top of the ribbon and the tube things, and then I'm gripping everything together, and I'm gonna twist these on like this. And then you have a bunch. So now, I'll show you on the witch hat. So we're going to attach these to the straight bar, and I'm going to start with this one I did earlier that has a ribbon on it. I'm going to make that a centerpiece. And you're just going to take your little bit of pipe cleaner, put it through, and then once you get it through, carefully, not mess up your other mesh, just twist it on there, right in the center. And then I'm just gonna twist it all the way and then tuck it down. That way you don't have to worry about clipping anything. So that's one. So then I'm gonna go on one on the other side and start the next one. Just doing the same thing, pushing it through. And twisting it on, get it over next to the other one where you want it. And do that. I have another one made without the ribbon, and I'm gonna stick that on this side. These may slide a little bit as you're putting them on, but once you get more on, they'll kind of keep each other in place. So I'm gonna continue to make bundles and keep adding, and when I come back, when I have it full, I'll come back and tell you how many I had and show you what it looks like. So far, this is only 3, and it's pretty good. So I got all of this on, and it ended up being 15 bunches. And let's see how it looks on the back here. I am gonna put a little glue on the end here on each side just to keep these from sliding around. The next step is to figure out how I want to attach Winnie and if I want to add anything else. So I finished putting all the bunches on, and it's full, and I'll show you a better view of the full hat in a minute. But first I want to go ahead and put Winifred on, and all I did was take a piece of floral wire and wrap it around her waist and twist, and then I'm just going to figure out where I want her to be and push the wire through and find a good place to hook it. Because we know there's a frame down here, part of the frame, that we can wrap it around. So we're just gonna push it through. Actually, I think I want it to go a little lower than that, so just move her cape out of the way. And then the next piece, I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera in just a second. Next bit is to add a piece of wire to the back to make a hook so that you can hang it. And then one more thing that I'm gonna do is I made this little sign. And all I did was I took a Dollar Tree sign and printed out what I wanted it to say, the little decoration, and glued it on. And then I added the glitter paint for the words and a little bit around the potion bottle, and then added these little gems around the side. And it's not quite dry yet, so I'm waiting for it to dry, and then I'll add some wire or a chenille stem to the back with some hot glue and put it on here. So I'm gonna get all these things attached, and once I have it all done, I'll hang it up and show you the finished result. So here is the finished Winnie Hocus Pocus wreath. I think it turned out really cute. I like the colors. I can't wait to do the other two and hang them all up together. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll come back and you like and subscribe if you want to see the other two Hocus Pocus witch hat wreaths that I'm going to do. Thanks for watching, everybody. Bye-bye.